This episode of the Acts of Geekery Podcast is brought to you... I already screwed up.
Well, folks, we're off to a fantastic start today.
Yes,
we're
we
already
are.
messed up once, and we're a day late.
And we're going to do it again.
And a lot of dollars short.
That's true. So many dollars short. If you would like to support us on Patreon...
Just shut up and introduce the show.
Yeah, okay. It is the Acts of Geekery Podcast. I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott.
And this is episode 48 of the show that brings you all the geeky things in the world of geekdom, whether you wanted them or not. Okay,
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get in the news. No, don't really see.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't think it would be that easy, did you? For a second there, yeah, I kinda did.
Yeah, this podcast is definitely not easy.
Oh, I don't know about that. I wouldn't say it's hard
Well, why are we messing up then?
because we're terrible at
Okay,
this.
alrighty then. So it's the news. We're going to tell you all of the good and the bad that happened in the world of geekdom this week.
Sad news.
Yeah, some very sad news. Christopher Lee apparently passed away last Sunday at age 93.
Apparently, like, they don't really know if he's dead.
Well-
No, not apparently, he really did.
No, he died, but the news came out Wednesday,
Yeah.
but apparently he died on Sunday.
Oh. So,
Like, people didn't find out about it for a while.
Corey, you know what that means?
What?
He listened to our podcast
Oh,
and
no.
died.
Oh,
We
no.
killed him.
Oh, no.
We killed Saruman, guys. And
Not really. Sounds like an accomplishment. In this case, it's really not.
yeah.
No,
Ni-
it's
90
really sad.
I didn't know if you told his age.
I did.
93 years old, lived a long life. Probably had one of the longest running movie
Yes.
careers in
In fact,
history.
he's done more movies than anybody else. He has done 180 plus movies credited. And then uncredited, he's done
Ever since,
countless
like,
more.
isn't like from like the 1940s or something, he started and he's had steady work
Pretty much.
ever since.
Mhm. As a villain, he was in James Bond, if you remember, in The Man with the Golden Gun. Mhm. He's the man with the golden gun.
Yes, he is.
And he actually told Peter Jackson what it's like for a guy to be stabbed in the back. Because he's gotten stabbed in the back before. Because he was in the British Special Forces
Yeah.
for a while there during World War II and everything. This guy was incredible. I mean, he's got heavy metal Christmas albums out there, people. Go check them out.
Yeah.
We've talked about him before on the podcast, but they're absolutely wonderful. But we're going to miss him. That's pretty sad. And we tried to find a clip to put right before the news as a tribute to him.
Couldn't find really anything
No.
super great, but
Yeah.
oh well.
That's because he doesn't really do much funny
No,
stuff.
he's more of a serious actor or like a stage
Thespian.
actor. Yeah, thespian.
All right.
Now on to birthdays.
Yeah, the good news, maybe not for these people, depending on what age they are. Hollywood starlets kind of get iffy around age 20, the second time they hit age 20.
Okay.
Will Holland is our first birthday.
Willa.
I said Willa.
I thought you said you just sound like you said Will.
Will Holland. Willa Holland.
Okay. Don't know who that is.
She's 24. She is
Happy
Thea.
birthday, whoever you are. Oh,
She's Thea Queen on Arrow. So,
that's
Yeah.
crazy that she's way younger than you and I.
yeah, right?
Well, not way younger than you, but way younger than me.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's kind of younger than me. And then so that was on the 13th, and she shared a birthday with Chris Evans, who turned 34, our Captain America. Oh, Captain, my Captain. I don't know about yours.
Captain Marvel's my captain.
Oh, right. Do you need a drink or something? You look like you're out of it today.
Nope. Keep
Okay.
going.
And then Aaron Taylor Johnson also turned, 25. He's as old as I am
Yep. He is
on the 13th.
Quicksilver.
Yeah.
From the new Age of Ultron.
And he is kick-ass. Just FYI.
the character.
Yes.
Not necessarily him.
No,
he
he-
may be. I don't know. I don't know him personally.
He's also in Godzilla. He's
He's the
he's
army
the surprise main character in Godzilla.
Guy. Yep.
Because you'd think the main character would be Godzilla.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Johnny Depp turned 52, which that surprises me.
Looks really good for 52. Not as good as Robert Downey Jr.,
No,
but still
Nope.
not bad.
and Natalie Portman turned 34,
She looks fantastic at any age right now. So
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of hers.
I like her.
You can like her. That's fine.
Come on, Jane. She's Jane.
I know. It's Jane's my least favorite character in Thor.
Oh,
Yeah.
not Darcy
Oh, I forgot about Darcy.
or the intern.
At least Darcy makes me laugh. And the intern makes me laugh. Jane is just kind of... words I can't say on the podcast.
Okay.
Peter Dinklage is 46.
That's a word you can say.
Yes, I can say Peter Dinklage.
Mhm.
I was like 12. Dinklage.
Yeah, go on. 46 years old.
Yes, 46 years old. And then the last but not least, in my opinion, Frank Grillo, who is Crossbones in Captain America Winter Soldier and the upcoming Civil War, turned 50.
Who's
on
Willa
the-
Holland? You never told me who Willa Holland
Oh
is.
my gosh, yes, I did. It's Thea.
That's right. Sorry, folks. I just had a long day at work. I am a little... This is going great.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the real news.
Yes, it's absolutely going fantastic.
Okay.
That's why I'm carrying us. When it's a bad sign when I have to carry the podcast.
When you can't run, you crawl. And when you can't crawl, well, you know the rest.
Yep. All right. On to more sad news, actually. Constantine is now officially dead. It came out this week that NBC didn't pick it up and they're not talking about it anymore.
Now, I read a cool thing that Netflix is becoming such a powerhouse in TV, and pretty much everything they do just gets fantastic ratings and reviews.
True.
And just amazing. And they actually are tracking reviews for, like, what are they called? The Nielsen ratings. They are tracking them on Netflix. I don't know if Nielsen ratings are actually being used or anything. But,
Yeah.
But anyways, they actually can start. They can bid on these kind of things. So like, if Constantine wants a second season, go to Netflix.
Do it.
Yeah,
I'd love a second season.
yeah.
I know you wouldn't really care one way or the other.
I haven't even watched all the first season yet.
You can tell we've been watching Firefly lately because we're like way more Southern than usual, and we're using Firefly quotes in pretty much everything.
How are we more Southern than usual?
I just said to other instead of other, or it's the other one from the other.
Go on.
Oh my gosh.
We're so
Okay,
screwed
just
up.
pause for a moment. Go get yourself a drink.
No, keep going.
Okay. Let's move on
Okay, I'm
to
waiting.
a company that killed Firefly.
Yes,
Fox.
the ruiner of shows.
Yes.
Also killed Almost Human.
And they probably had a hand in Constantine too. Like, you shouldn't have that show on the air.
Yeah,
Probably going to
that's
kill
true as
Lucifer
well.
after one season.
Uh-huh. Or half a season. It'll get half
Yeah.
a season and then they get canceled.
But yet, crap like American Idol goes on for 40 years.
It's almost done.
40 seasons.
40 seasons, not 40 years.
Yeah, no.
They had like 3 seasons a year, which is stupid.
No, they probably had like 2 running at the same time.
No, they really did. They'd have like a spring, summer, fall.
Yeah.
Which
Just like
okay.
Survivor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They haven't been on for 22 years.
But
You know.
the reason why we're talking about them is because they're coming out with the Fantastic Four movie this August.
Yeah, and we're actually kind of excited to see it. We are fans of the previous ones just for the simple fact that they're kind of campy, they're kind of cheesy, and they're just fun to make fun of. However, Fox...
They were all right for their time.
However, Fox does not have any faith in them.
No.
They pulled them all from every bit of streaming content they own and digital download and everything.
Yep.
They pretty much basically said, hey, let's try to wipe these from existence before the new ones come out.
Hey, these don't exist, guys, because people are going to be like, Fantastic Four, I'm going to go watch the first ones before I see the new one.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be confused, like, where's Chris Evans as the Human Torch? Why is he black now?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's probably their thinking, but
Yeah.
in reality, it's like, oh, I don't want them to compare it. But they could compare it, though. Hopefully it's better.
Yeah.
It already looks way better
It does.
as far as the quality of it goes.
My wife doesn't like The Thing. She doesn't think that The Thing looks good. Which
I
is-
think it looks
Yeah,
amazing.
I think it looks fantastic.
I think it looks way better than the previous ones.
I don't know. I really like Michael Chiklis and the prosthetics and everything. I thought they did a wonderful job.
Well,
I got through that with a straight face. I love that.
not really. Not from where I'm standing.
Well, they can't see me smile.
They can't see. They can hear you smile though. It's
jeez. Oh, Corey's smiling again. We got our first look at the movie logo for the Suicide Squad movie coming out. And there it is, Scott, right in front of you. We'll post it on the Facebook page.
Looks fine. Looks like the one from the comics.
Yeah, pretty much.
They literally just took the comics logo and put it with a gun in it.
Lazy work.
No, I mean, they didn't. I don't know why there's such a big deal.
I don't know either.
Comics.
Nerds find interesting things out of nothing.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to hear the first inductees into the Video Game Hall of Fame?
Which came out a few weeks ago, or like a week ago.
On the 6th was this article, so a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. We missed out on it for whatever reason.
But, I mean, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so the 6 chosen first inductees are Pong.
Of course.
Pretty much the beginning of video games.
Yep.
Which they claim on here is you only know Pong because you saw that 70s show.
No, I know Pong long before that 70s show.
It's like, we're gamers.
Guys, we had a ColecoVision.
I don't remember it.
We played. It was only for a brief little while.
Yeah.
And we played Pong.
Okay. Then Pac-Man, which is pretty much the icon for arcade games.
Yes.
Tetris, which is a fantastic
played
game.
Played it hours and hours, to the point where my parents thought I had superhuman powers because I could flip the things and just hold down the whole time to make them shoot to the bottom really fast. And they're like, I can't even follow this.
He must be a mutant.
No,
Call Professor X.
And by the way, I'm terrible at video games, so I wasn't even doing that good at it.
Super Mario Brothers.
The original, yes. From NES.
Which is, again, a staple. Everybody knows who Mario is and everything.
Wait. That's not... I'm thinking Donkey Kong. Never mind.
Yeah. It's not the original. It's the first Super Mario game.
Yeah.
Doom actually surprised me on this list.
That did not surprise me. It is the father of all
first-person
shooters.
Mm-hmm. True, but it just I've never played it before, so it just didn't really I didn't play it in its heyday.
I played a little bit, not very much. I played it since, and I'm like, the graphics are so bad.
And then last, but
this was actually more surprising to me than any of the others on the list.
I don't think so. World of Warcraft.
No. It is surprising to you. It's so new. Did you think that something this new would have a spot in the Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm. But this is pretty much the start of the New World video game craze. Everything goes MMO these days.
MMO stuff.
So World of Warcraft gets the final spot. And then so you can go visit these in Rochester, New York, which is the National Toy Hall of Fame, which I guess they just opened up their video game section. Yeah, which is cool. Yeah. I'm glad all 6 of those deserve the spot. In my opinion.
I'm glad video games are getting more of a spotlight and less of a that's all that kids do nowadays, and it's the cause of everything violent. And all that fun stuff.
All right, Scott, you put this next article on here without telling me what it is
because we're geeks.
Yes,
we eat pizza. We eat
geeks who eat.
We eat like things like pizza and hot dogs and cheese and
pizza, actual food. Hot dog, actual food. Cheese,
actual food.
Well, it's something you put on other
I don't
food.
eat American cheese. That's gross. But anyways, this apparently has been done overseas. Pizza Hut has had a hot dog stuffed crust pizza.
Oh my gosh.
They stuff hot dogs in the crust.
That just sounds horrible.
Click on it. It
sounds so horrible.
Just click on it.
I'm going, but it sounds
And they're bringing
horrible.
it to America June 18th. They're going to start rolling it out.
Oh my gosh. There's really a hot dog in there.
It sounds horrible until you see it and then like, oh, that looks delicious.
No, it looks like I don't want to get to the end of my pizza and have to eat a hot dog.
Oh, and the top of the crust has a mustard drizzle.
Of course it
I'm going to buy one of these.
I'm sure you are.
I'm going to buy one and I'm going to eat it.
You know what? Buy it for game night.
It's a geek food.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's either that or a stoner food. It could be either one.
Well, those are usually synonymous.
That's true. That's true. Sorry, I saw hot dog stuffed crust and I was like, why didn't I think of that?
Never let it be said that we don't cover all the topics.
Ooh,
all the toppings.
They need a bratwurst.
Bratwurst
filled stuffed crust.
They only have that in Germany.
Yeah, true. This is probably what, instead of hot dogs, they use bratwurst or something.
Well, you know what's really close to Germany? London.
It's not that close. It's not like a hop, skip, and a jump away. I mean, it's literally hundreds of miles away.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. All
you
right,
ever seen a map? Yes. I'm sure.
Yeah, and it looks really close.
You know,
My finger can go bloop.
First of all, there's a giant waterway between the two of them.
My fingers can go over waterways.
Okay. Go on.
My fingers are Jesus. Didn't you know that? Wow, that was terrible.
Just continue and stop dwelling on it.
So, we're talking about London, and we're
Yes.
talking about crime fighting in London. We have our first Batman. He's being called the Bromley Batman.
So he's a vigilante.
He's a vigilante. People have been reporting that a masked man saved them from muggings and then disappeared without a trace.
This is so cool.
and the police say that they haven't gotten any reports about it, which we all know is how they first started saying about Batman, but we haven't gotten any reports. And it turns out that this guy came out not like and revealed who he was, but said that he wanted to be called the Shadow, not the Bromley Batman.
It's too late, buddy.
Yep,
you're already the Bromley Batman.
So we have our first superhero. Congratulations, Mr.
And there's
Bromley
already
Batman.
a problem with his name.
Yes. Well, you know, they always come up with the first thing that you ever...
That's true.
Yeah.
So if you want to go out and be a crime fighter, people, and you want them to call you a certain name, you need to save a reporter, and then when they go, "What do I call you?" Then you can say, "The Bromley Batman."
I'm a Shadow.
No, don't write that down.
Yeah, make sure that you get your make sure that you get your PR department on that.
Yes.
So the first person we should be looking at is any rich guy in London who has a lot of money and a tragic backstory.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
There's a T-shirt that I just saw where it's you know how there's the evolution of man?
Yes.
You know, the different stages of evolution. Well, it's the evolution of Batman.
Oh.
It is a kid with a chalk outline. He's standing over a kid in a karate costume, a guy holding a sword, a guy doing like some other kind of weird martial arts, and then Batman in there.
Nice.
It's so cool looking. It's so cool.
I just saw the one on Ripped Apparel today.
Yeah.
That was when the Predacons ruled the earth from Beast Wars. I'm so tempted to buy it. But let's talk about stuff that you shouldn't buy. You should never buy anything from this man, Uwe Boll.
Yeah.
He is the world's worst director.
Yeah. He has been crowned the world's worst director.
By pretty much everybody.
And he had a Kickstarter that he was trying to do for something number 3.
Yeah, it's a video game. All he does is video game movies. Like he did Blood Rain.
That's right.
He's the man behind Blood Rain. And he does these because Germany gives him like tax breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And
they're all terrible. They're all just horrible.
Horrible acting, bad quality movies.
And not in a campy way. Not in like he's doing it, to make fun of or whatever. But anyways,
Rampage 3.
No Mercy.
Which I really hope isn't Rampage.
Not Rampage World Tour.
Okay.
No. Anyways, he didn't get the money he wanted.
He needed $50,000 and he only got $29,000. And then he goes off on this tirade
on YouTube
about how he's sickened by this and blah blah blah, and nobody cares. Mr. Boll.
Crowdfunding's dead. Goodbye. Nobody gives a crap about Rampage 3. Yeah, no, you're right. No one does.
No.
And you know what? I hope he leaves. I hope he leaves the movie making industry forever.
Yeah.
Why not? Stop being a little turd.
He actually talked about Marvel movies or superhero movies and how he said they were terrible. So I have no love for this guy.
I don't have any... I am so lost today in my train of thought.
Yeah, you are.
Go
get a soda.
It's not that. I have no faith in anything he says about things being good or bad because everything he's done is terrible.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he does not have one good project to his name.
Nope.
What I'm surprised at is how much he actually got for this.
Yeah.
Like how many people actually gave him a buck, or however much they gave him.
It was all German, some politicians or something somewhere. Were like, oh, we like these movies.
Yeah, we get these movies,
and they're not even like good campy, like Troll 2 and stuff, that kind of stuff. So.
All right, so let's talk about an expensive magic card.
Cardgate.
And the uproar, yes, Cardgate, the uproar around it. Now, you put this article up on here, and I didn't see it until I was doing everything for it yesterday.
Did you go read it, though?
I read everything about it. I actually watched the Twitch live Twitch where
I
he
did too.
pulled the pack and everything.
So there was a Magic player in a tournament, and they were
In
doing
Vegas.
they were doing a draft tournament where they open packs and they look through them, and if they like that pack, they take the cards,
No.
or they take
You
one
take
card
one card and pass it to the left.
and pass it on.
Now this guy had been already opened about 3 or 4 packs, and he's making a pretty good deck so far. And then he pulls out this one, and he pulls out the most expensive card.
The rarest card.
Well, it's not really rare. It's just like if you pull one, it is like the highest sought after card by pro players right now.
It's
Tarngeoff or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was extremely rare, worth a lot of money,
extremely powerful.
very powerful card, and the version he pulled was foil, which means it's got kind of a shiny.
Yeah, it was actually foiled and it was marked on the back, which even increases the value a little bit more.
Well, they thought it wouldn't because it's marked with a tournament stamp or whatever.
But that's a good thing to add to your collection.
That's not the news story. I mean, those cards get pulled occasionally all the time.
So here's what happened. So he looks through the thing and he sees this card. It doesn't fit into his deck at all.
Yeah.
Like it's completely opposite of everything that he's going for. There is a card in there that is what he's going for, but he weighs his options and he figures I can make a little bit of money off of this card, so he takes the card.
Yeah.
And instantly every pro Magic player suddenly starts shunning him and dissing him, saying, "I've lost all respect for you."
Yeah, they
you
all
dummy,
over
you know.
Twitter, all over Twitch, all over Facebook. Yeah. You're an ass. Like you should have just passed it on. It wasn't for your thing.
Yeah.
All you're doing is trying to make a little money. First of all, guys,
Because that's all he's trying to do here.
he ended up making $19,000.
So he was going to make $19,000. Somebody put it up on eBay. Turned out that person was trolling him.
That's right.
He
Well,
made-
he made 16 or 15.
Yeah, he made
or
like
whatever.
$15,000 from somebody in Australia.
It
who wanted to buy
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't matter where, but he made a ton of money, and he's giving half of it to charity.
Yeah, because he said,
Good on him.
I
But
think half this
I
should go to charity.
I labeled it cardgate because everyone likes to add gate to something.
Exactly.
Gamergate, and, Gate.
When you had that tiff with your neighbor about
Over the gate.
Yeah, over the gate.
he just won't keep it closed.
But yeah, I would have done the exact same thing. You're in a pro tournament where you're not guaranteed to win or get money.
I think he lost.
He lost in the semifinals.
Yeah.
And there was no guarantee that if he would have gone with the one card that he would have won that game, you know?
No.
I mean, there's nothing to say, like, there's no analyst crunching the numbers and been like, oh, he could have made it all the way to the end.
Yep.
You know? So, you know what? All you Magic players, and a bunch of these pro players came out and apologized after this and said, we're sorry. We didn't mean to do
we're
that."
sorry.
Yeah.
We're dumb
We're dummies.
for saying this kind of crap to you.
Because we would have done the same thing.
Yep. They would have
given any of that choice.
It's really easy to be a social justice warrior from behind a keyboard. A lot harder when that $15,000 card is in your hand and you're like, yeah, I'm going to take this, play one round and lose and go home.
Yeah, exactly.
I just won my money.
Yep.
Because I think the tournament only paid out like $8,000 or something like that.
Exactly.
It wasn't even worth what the card was worth.
And and I think the announcers, when they watched him pull the card, they're like, "Oh, he took the cash pull," and then they all sat there for a moment. They're like, "Yeah, we probably would have too."
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so yeah. Speaking of spending a lot of money or a lot of money on anything,
yeah, a local artist that
you really like.
I really like him.
He's great. He's
got
did a
great
lot
art.
of good Green Lantern New Guardians.
And he's got his own title called Screwed that he had for a little while with Dynamite.
His name is Tyler Kirkham.
Yep, he's local. He lives like 20 miles away from us.
Yeah, he lives a stone's throw away from our parents, actually,
Yeah.
where we used to live.
Yeah. He just, the reason why this news is because he'd been spending for a while, he loves Elder Scrolls, the game and all the stuff related to it. He has spent upwards of $50,000 to finish his basement in the style of Elder Scrolls. And it is so cool. We'll have to find a link to the video where they show it. And
I want to call him and invite him to one of the D&D nights, and then just say, can we have it at your place?
Yeah, you're cooking.
Yeah.
We'll tell him he's cooking too.
Yeah, we get some old tankards and have
But
some
it's
mead.
really, it looks like an old inn. Like,
Yes.
Or he's got a bar. He's got a place where you can actually pull like swords and axes out and duel against the dummy type of thing. He's got like a
love
waterfall in the bathroom. I mean, it's so cool.
Is he married?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His wife was all on board. She's
I'm
like,
sure
this is so cool.
She would have to be.
Yeah.
You would have to have like the coolest wife in the world to be like, hey, honey, I'm going to build a medieval tavern in our basement. Okay.
And of course, he's got a spot to play Elder Scrolls.
Of course.
I just thought that was really cool. Yeah. It's local news, local artist. And he's actually a really cool guy. Every time I've ever talked to him, he's never been stuck up to me.
No.
He's always just super chill and just wants to talk about
and he's always
art,
always
comics,
excited about
games,
his projects
all kinds of
and
stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So good on you, Tyler.
Thanks for being awesome.
Yeah. And if you ever want to join a D&D group,
if we ever see you, you're going to get an official Acts of Geekery geek card.
Yes. If one person deserves it, it's somebody who makes a basement look like Elder Scrolls. All right, and then last and probably least, yeah. Before we get into the casting couch, at least, we got our first look at a new Powerpuff Girls series that's coming, and
it looks just like the old one.
The art style didn't really change that much.
Yep. It looks exactly like the old one. So
yeah, but they got new voice actors for it. They actually got girls for it, like little girls for it, instead of Tara Strong doing all three voices.
She's really good at it, though.
She is really good. But I'll give it 3 episodes. Powerpuff Girls is actually pretty funny from what I remember.
And maybe they'll make it funnier.
Yeah.
Because it's, newer generation stuff. So.
All right, let's get into the casting couch. A lot of really fun news today for that. Nathan Fillion has been confirmed for Halo 5, and we got our first look at him in Halo 5.
It's not just him as a voice. I mean, it is literally him.
Yeah.
Like they modeled the character after him.
It looks like Malcolm Reynolds is wearing a Halo or a Spartan outfit.
Which I don't know. I don't know if I can handle that.
It's just too much. So that's awesome. We also got a confirmation for Daredevil Season 2, a new character being added. So Jon Bernthal, who is Shane from The Walking Dead, he was also in The Wolf of Wall Street.
The Wolf?
Sorry, The Wolf.
The Wolf of Wall Street.
That's Jeff Weiss coming out through me. But he's been cast as Punisher for Daredevil Season 2.
Okay.
This is like a huge surprise for everybody, but that makes sense for a really good villain for Daredevil Season 2. Not exactly a villain, but kind of like half and half, that anti-hero.
Yeah.
Because Punisher comes in, Daredevil hasn't really killed anybody. He's hurt people before. Really bad.
It's the Batman effect. All of his bad guys have died from internal bleeding.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know it, but they have.
Oh, he's Daredevil. He knows they're internally bleeding.
That's true. He can tell.
I'm just choosing to ignore it. I'm blind to that sort of thing.
Oh.
And then, this is my favorite, Scott.
I thought this was... I knew it was coming just because of the way that they're doing this, but it's still pretty awesome.
I mean, the casting choice... so the female Ghostbusters reboot is happening, and so we were expecting a male secretary in the role of the female secretary, who answers the phone and says, we got one.
Yeah, because, I mean, why not? It's kind of tongue-in-cheek, kind of, look, a bunch of girl Ghostbusters.
Exactly.
There's a guy taking phone calls.
And, the girl that they got in the original Ghostbusters, she was kind of plain and homely and everything. No, she wasn't meant to be really that big of a love interest.
Yeah.
But I don't see any way around making this actor not a love interest, because Chris Hemsworth has been cast as the male secretary.
I really hope that they put glasses on him and he has a sweater wrapped around his shoulders.
Yes.
just like she was.
Oh my gosh.
Back in the day.
He can wear a skirt too. He can pull that off.
A kilt.
A kilt.
Yes.
Yes, he's
kilt.
Scottish. But I'm just so excited to watch this movie now. I'm all for breaking the gender roles and swapping them around, and I'm all for the fact that somebody like Chris Hemsworth, who is a gorgeous man, who could have a character whose only job that he could get was working for a ghost-busting agency. You gotta wonder what he did, like, that other people don't want him in a job. Like, I can't be a model, I guess I'll be...
They said I couldn't be a model, I'm too pretty.
I'm too pretty. And then last, and same as everything else, because I've been saying that way too much today. Oh, great. Here we go. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Ejiofor?
Yeah, sounds fine.
Whatever. Has been cast to play Baron Mordo in the Doctor Strange movie. Now, who is this guy, you ask? Well, if you've seen Serenity, like we have...
Well, Baron Mordo is a character for...
Yes, Baron Mordo is basically Doctor Strange's villain.
Yeah.
He's the anti-Strange.
Yep.
He's Dr. Normal.
Dr. Normal. Okay.
Yeah.
Or it'd be regular guy normal, because he's not a doctor.
Regular guy normal. Community college normal.
Yes.
But
almost has his doctorate normal.
almost has his doctorate.
Anyways, the actor,
Yes.
if you're wondering who he is, he played the assassin from the movie Serenity.
Yes, the operative.
Yes, the operative.
Who doesn't have a name, so we can't tell you his name, but you know him. Like, if you've seen the Serenity movie, he's throughout the entire thing. Mm-hmm. He's the guy who makes people fall on their swords.
Yes, from the very first scene.
And that is it for news. There's a lot of cool stuff coming out from E3 this week, but we're going to get into that next week. But we do have something special for you. Let's get into our review.
The Velociraptor cages are open!
They're the most dangerous dinosaurs of all. They attack in coordinated formations.
My God, where did they learn that?
And a 5, 6, 7, 8. First Velociraptor. Good. Second Velociraptor. Yes. Third Velociraptor. Third Velociraptor. Third Velociraptor. Oh, is that me? Yes, Crystal. You were late again. Can someone get me a petrified mosquito with the DNA of a dinosaur with some goddamn rhythm? I'll learn it. Yeah, you better. Oh, and Bartholomew, save some park engineer for the rest of us. Do you want to be fed to a T-Rex? Because you look like a cow. Why are you so mean? Oh, I'm mean? Good one, Crystal. Clever girl. From the top, Velocitard.
All right, if it's not apparent from that clip, we're talking about Jurassic World today.
Oh, I was thinking Pitch Perfect 2.
Actually, you know what? That could have been, too. What did you think of Pitch Perfect 2?
I enjoyed it. Not as good as the first one.
Okay, 4 out of 5.
No, probably 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about Jurassic World then.
Yes.
First of all, let's start off with some crazy facts. Opening domestic...
The dinosaurs were all done with midgets inside of them.
What?
Oh, not those kind of facts?
No.
Oh.
No.
No animals were harmed in the shooting of that movie?
No, plenty of animals were harmed in the shooting of this
And
movie.
people?
Yes. Oh, so many people.
So many cars.
God.
Oh, those poor cars.
Yes.
Poor cars.
Cars always get the worst. We need to start like a car PETA. People for the ethical treatment of cars.
The way that you kind of said that, I was like, Carpedia, like Wikipedia, but all the cars that have ever died in a show.
I actually want to draw, completely off topic here, but I want to draw a city map with every street and boulevard and everything from songs. So like the Boulevard of Broken Stream, or
Streams?
Broken
Dreams?
Dreams, blah. Freaking Electric Avenue.
Yeah.
And then like in the middle of one, just put our house.
Gosh. Okay.
Anyway.
Get into your facts.
Yes. So they had their opening this weekend.
Uh-huh.
They did $208 million domestically
And
for
you're
their
like,
opening weekend.
what? That sounds like a high number.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It happens to be the second highest ever for any movie.
what's
Beat
the
out-
first? Titanic?
I think it's Titanic or Avatar.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Beat out Avengers, guys.
Yeah.
Jurassic World.
Mhm. And this is I think this is either sequel or it's I think it's highest opening for a sequel ever, actually. So that might beat out Dark Knight is probably what it beat
Oh,
out.
yeah. Okay.
And then it made $511 million worldwide opening, which I'm surprised it opened the same weekend. But that is the highest worldwide opening ever.
That's amazing.
That is absolutely amazing. And
It's amazing. It's amazing to me because
You didn't think enough people were caring about
I-
Jurassic Park.
I enjoyed the movie, and but I didn't think it was that awesome. I think it just was a lot of hype from people going like, "Oh wow, Jurassic Park, sweet,
Yeah.
dinosaurs."
I liked it.
Just like
I
in the
liked it.
movie, dinosaurs are wow enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't need another one.
Don't need a genetically modified dinosaur.
Yeah.
So, complaints about the movie.
For me,
Because I know you have one.
the CG was a little off. I don't think it was as polished as it could have been. And so it was sometimes it was a little jarring during some of the scenes of the Indominus Rex they did really good. But the other dinosaurs they didn't pay as close attention to.
I would disagree with you. I thought the CG was fine.
We'll have to rewatch it again for sure, because I can point out a few spots in it where I'm like, see that? That's definitely CG.
It's not a good sign when you're noticing spots in it. I actually just talked with somebody who was talking about Avengers: Age of Ultron, and they said that they almost walked out within the first 5 minutes because they didn't like the CG in the beginning of that movie.
And I actually had a little bit of an issue with that as well, because it was not. It kind of takes you out of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the problem is when they do it with humans.
Yes.
I think mostly for me.
Yeah, because they can never make them look
No.
good. Like, at least a dinosaur, they can make it look a certain way, and we don't really know how dinosaurs moved.
Exactly.
So,
or
close
robots.
enough.
Robots,
Yeah.
you can make them
Yep.
look a little robotic, and they look fine,
Yes.
you know?
Yes, correct.
But I didn't think that the CG was that bad. My wife hated the CG in the beginning because she was wanting practical effects.
I didn't hate it. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It was just, there were a few times where I was like, oh, that looks totally fake, but, oh, okay.
There were a couple moments where I was laughing when you shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah.
But that's just because I any movie where people die horribly these days, I'm just like,
And not just horribly, but like, almost in funny ways.
yeah,
I mean, some guy gets speared on the end of a
pterodactyl. Yeah.
So
And it looks-
it's not like the pterodactyl swoops in and stabs him and then shakes him and and kills him. It like runs into him real quick, spears him, and then flies away.
Yeah.
And that's it. And you're like,
Oh,
okay.
Most of the time my laughs were like,
yeah.
jeez.
Everyone in the theater was doing it.
Yeah,
though.
okay. I'm glad because I don't really notice other people in this theater.
Did you have any? I had another complaint actually.
Okay.
Probably way bigger than the CG one. The movie was, how do I put this? They spelled things out too much.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that kind of drove me crazy because rather than letting the audience, assuming the audience is a little bit more intelligent than a 3-year-old,
Which, let's face it, they're not, Scott.
I would like to think I am. However, they would say, oh, she didn't eat them. She's killing for sport.
And it's like, yeah, we
And
kinda
the
figured.
line feels so forced. And there were others. There were many others
And
that they did
and
that
it almost
too.
looks like they're looking at the camera and telling you.
Yeah, I mean, they say something like, "Oh, she was able to hide her thermal from the camera. That means she can camouflage."
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, that's kind of what we got when we saw her disappear into the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Spoilers, by the way.
yeah, I don't care. Go see it; it's still fun.
So, the final fight scene I liked
yes,
up to a point.
yeah,
Because you're kind of like,
yeah.
because it's the Indominus has been, well, we're not going to spoil it for you, but they basically talk up this like dinosaur that can beat anything. Like it's bigger than a T-Rex and it's got more teeth and it's got better wit and everything. And then you get to the final fight scene and you're like, really? That beat that?
yeah.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
Well, I mean, I can see the one thing beating it, but
Yeah.
the others. Anyway, well, it's hard to say without spoiling.
yeah, exactly.
You know.
So, but I mean,
think of it like the real Animal Kingdom. You've got a crocodile. It's like one of the world's most efficient killing machines, and it gets taken down by a hippopotamus.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I mean, hippos are mean and big, but I thought the croc was this awesome killing
Exactly.
machine,
That's
and I just
true,
watched
actually.
the hippo destroy it. Okay,
you just didn't like it because your favorite dinosaur died. They killed off.
Oh,
Yeah, they killed off one of
no.
the Ankylosaurs.
Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus.
Yep,
Yeah,
my favorite.
which is actually a really cool fight scene in the movie, and that's what we didn't get any of in Jurassic World before, or
Yeah.
any of the Jurassic Parks before.
dinosaurs fighting
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
except for the third one, but nobody cares about the third one.
No.
But I mean, you get a couple cool dinosaur fight scenes that you're like, oh yeah, all right then.
Yep. So the premise is there's this island, same island as the original, has 20 years later finally opens up.
It's actually been open for 10 years.
It services 20,000 people a day. The corporation sees that their profits aren't as good as they could, so come up with something new. So they genetically create a dinosaur.
Yep.
Because dinosaurs aren't enough wow factor.
Exactly.
So let's make one with more teeth and that's more violent and angrier.
I always said this when they were talking about it. It was like, why make a carnivore?
Yeah.
But then again, people want to see violence these days.
I
They want to
guess.
see meat
I
eaters
guess.
and they want to see
I think they should have. I mean, there's so many dinosaurs out there, so many cool ones. But whatever. There were some pretty funny parts. They had like a dinosaur petting zoo, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, that hurt me. Like I wanted to join PETA, watching those baby Triceratops being rid by children. I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah.
And then the one. Like the tiny baby Bronchiosaurus, when the kid hugs it,
Yes.
the look on his face is just like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah. So, and then of course you got Chris Pratt. He's training the raptors.
Mm-hmm.
All the side story with the kids, don't really care. Didn't really
that
care
was
at all.
just to remind you of Jurassic Park.
I honestly look at this and I don't feel like it was put together that well. Because it feels like, and maybe I need to just rewatch it, but when I was watching it, it felt kind of all over the place. I didn't really capture me. Like I didn't look at it and go, wow, I'm so excited for this. It was just like, well, it seemed like another generic, like horror monster movie type deal.
Yeah.
Monster attacks the city and everyone runs and screams and runs away. Here's the Godzilla movie with dinosaurs. That's kind of what it felt like.
You know what? I'm okay with it. So what do you give it?
I'm gonna probably give it 2.5 to 3.
Really? That low?
Maybe 3. I'll give it a solid 3.
Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and give it 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm not quite to the point where you are. I still enjoyed it. At the end of the movie, I was like, yeah, that was fun. So I'm going to give it 3.5.
I do need to rewatch it. It's hard to review movies from in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching them more at home.
Yeah.
Because I can like pause and rewind and be like, they really just said that. Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't have random screaming kid down the aisle to distract me.
That's true. That does kind of take away from the movie. So
yeah. Go see it because it is fun. It's still dinosaurs and stuff. But I think the characters, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was the human characters in it.
You always hate human characters in movies that aren't human.
They weren't developed at all. Vincent D'Onofrio's character.
Yeah, he was generic bad guy number 1.
And he wasn't even good at it.
No.
I honestly think his best role has been Men in Black 2. First one.
I liked him as the Kingpin.
He was okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
There you go. 3 for Scott, 3.5 for me.
The one girl, the main girl, what's her name? She played Gwen Stacy in the original trilogy.
Can't remember her name. I know she says she's interested in playing Captain Marvel, though.
The younger boy was the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yes.
But I don't know. Like that whole storyline I thought was kind of dumb. The assistant, I thought that was a terrible character.
Yep.
What?
Well,
and not like, oh man, that character is evil, terrible. No, like,
just like
that was so dumb. Why is that even there?
Okay, we don't even need to see how she dies.
Yep.
Spoilers.
Well, and there's this whole like side story about the kid's parents and getting a divorce.
Yeah,
and it's and it's really just kind of crammed in there in the middle of their.
Although, to be honest,
they're on an island.
They explain that. To be honest, because it's like, why would these parents just ship their kids off to their aunt?
Yeah, so they can go through divorce.
Oh, right, divorce. Okay, that makes sense.
That doesn't matter. I mean, that to me didn't even bother me. I was just like, send them with their aunt.
Well, we obviously have very different.
Whatever.
Yeah,
they can go have sex in their house without any kids around.
That's a good reason.
That's
too.
kind of a good reason to send your kids off.
Yeah, you ship them off to Jurassic World. Maybe they come back. Maybe they don't.
No, but it was so forced because these two kids they're riding, the rides and the tram and stuff, and they're on an island full of dinosaurs for the first time. They've never been there and never seen this. You'd think that would be the last thing on their mind is.
Our parents are
getting
a
divorce. And it's the little kid that brings it up, and the teenager that's supposed to be like 16 or 17 is like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
maybe
the little
they
kid
are.
is kind of a genius from the sound of it, so he wanted to make him out.
And that was weird too.
Yeah,
yeah.
Kids can't be geniuses.
None of the characters were developed at all.
Okay.
And I guess, I'm going to stick with that. I don't think any of the characters were very well developed.
Yeah.
You didn't know. There was no hinted backstories at all for anything.
Oh, he was in the Navy SEALs, Chris Pratt's character.
Okay.
That's hinted backstory.
Generic Navy guy.
It's true.
Generic.
How did you get a job as a dinosaur wrangler?
What is a Navy SEAL doing training animals? It's not like he's been the world's foremost lion tamer. No, he's
That would have been
a
a better
Navy.
backstory.
He's a Navy SEAL,
Yeah.
and he's training train raptors. What? How does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway,
Never mind.
Well,
Whatever.
now that we're done with that,
Okay.
obviously Scott didn't like it quite as much as I did.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get it into
I'm
our...
the one that gives all the harsh reviews, apparently.
Exactly.
From what we hear.
Well, let's go ahead and get into our trailers and videos.
Hello. You've reached Alan Rickman at 555-0122. Please leave a message at the beep. Hello, Alan Rickman. It's Alan Rickman. Reminding you to move the pork chops from the freezer to the refrigerator so they defrost properly. Do not disappoint me. Hello. You've reached Alan Rickman at 555-0122. Please leave a message at the beep. Alan, it's me again. Remember that turtle joke for the party?
Oh, that turtle joke.
I forgot how good that turtle joke
That's
is.
such a good joke.
Oh, we
Yeah.
also need to move the pork chops from the freezer to the fridge.
Okay.
We shall not fail us.
No.
All right.
Are we Alan Rickman?
Together.
Yes.
Together we are Alan Rickman.
All right, trailers and
Videos. So, we talked about this, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, last week.
Last week, the Martian teaser, and we said, there should not be a trailer out until they're, only a few months away from releasing the full movie. Little did we know we were so wrong.
The next day they released
They released the full trailer. And we were so wrong. We thought it was coming out
2016.
sometimes late 2016. Nope. November.
Yep, November this year. So
Yep.
it's
November.
fine. First trailer for Martian, really good.
Oh my gosh.
It makes you want to watch it.
I want to read the book and then go watch the movie. It looks fantastic.
I'm going to have to science the hell out of this.
Yep. I'm in a hab made the last 31 days, and I have to be here for 4 years. Looks like I'm going to have to science the hell out of this.
I love it.
And Matt Damon, so far in my mind, he has redeemed himself from being the bad guy in Interstellar. Not that he's a bad actor.
No.
I was just like, Matt Damon.
How dare you, Matt Damon?
Yes. Martian, guys. Oh, looks awesome.
Yep. Also got our first trailer for Mockingjay Part 2.
I honestly don't care.
Neither do I.
We'll go see it
Yeah.
just to kind of round out the quadrilogy because they can't ever do a trilogy anymore.
It looks like the exact same movie that you've been watching your entire, pretty much, Mockingjay.
I mean,
Hunger Games
that
career.
book alone, and I've talked to many other people that have read the series, that book was the least good book. That's a weird way to say that.
Yeah.
That was the one that they liked the least out of all the books.
Mm-hmm.
So, they make 2 movies out of it, and they stretch a not-so-good book into not-so-good movies. So,
Yeah.
And
then we have one that came out. Somebody did a machinima kind of view on Link in a wonderful little short that you decided to label, or is it labeled on YouTube this way?
No, that's what I labeled it.
Called Rupee Whore, where Link wants to buy a shield and he runs around collecting as many rupees as possible.
Yep. Breaking pots, stealing rupees from people.
He
all
steals
kinds of
the
stuff.
Triforce and sells it.
Yep. It's actually really well done, so go check it out. It's got all the different characters from the different Link games, and not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yes.
And they look kind of like the Nintendo 64 style 3D.
And then at
So,
the end, well, he doesn't really get his comeuppance.
yeah.
Next, let's talk about... Actually, we'll go back to teasers, because we got a Disney teaser that came out.
Oh yeah.
And it is Zootopia.
Mm-hmm.
So, Zootopia, for those of you who are wondering what it is, it's a Disney movie that's coming out next year from the creators of Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph. And they basically came out and they made a movie where the premise is humans never evolved on the world.
Yes, animals were the ones that gained intelligence and started using tools and no, they're not naked. They have clothes on.
Yep.
It's actually really funny.
It looks...
I couldn't put any of the voices to.
The only one that they
names,
really...
though.
Well, the only one that they really have is the one guy talking, and it's Jason Bateman,
Okay.
who is playing the main character, who is a fox.
Yeah.
In it. And Jason Bateman, in case you don't remember, he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Identity Thief. He's been in a lot of comedy. Hancock.
Yes.
He's the marketing guy in
Yep.
that. But it looks really funny. We'll post these all. Check it out. It's really cool.
I wasn't super caught by it. I don't know if you were.
I was.
But we'll see when they actually release a
Yeah,
real
this
trailer.
is just a teaser, so
And that kind of scares me because I want Disney to do. I want Pixar to do fantastic movies.
Yes.
I want Disney to do fantastic movies. I want DreamWorks to do because I love animated movies. So why
Yes.
not?
You love them so much you're smacking things on the table.
Yes, bam. But yeah, check it out. Zootopia teaser trailer. We'll have all these up on Facebook, of course, this week.
So I've been playing a lot of StarCraft lately, Scott.
I know you played through both the Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm.
Both.
Getting ready for the new one.
Yep, I'm so excited.
When does it come out?
I soon, according to Blizzard.
End of this year?
Yeah, probably.
means
But
I
they
have to go
they have the
pre-order it.
beta out.
That means I have to go pre-order it.
I'm gonna have to get it too, and I'm super stoked for it because it's Protoss, which is my favorite. But
Someone made a Lego StarCraft.
yes, in kind of the course of my different StarCraft watching, we found this Lego StarCraft
Now-
from a while ago.
Now it's not. There's two different types of Lego. I found there's animated Lego, like the Lego Movie.
yes,
and there's
which almost looks Stop Go, but
yes,
not.
and there is true Stop Go Lego movies.
Yeah.
Most of them are pretty bad. Sorry guys, I know you're trying. I really do.
It's-
Some of them are pretty bad. This one is amazing.
Well, because StarCraft was always kind of glitchy.
yes,
It always felt a little bit glitchy. So this Stop Go, the guy basically builds his own everything.
Yep.
And
It
shows
look-
you kind
it
of
looks-
the gameplay.
It's brilliant.
It looks really
it's
good.
brilliant. Check it out.
And then we got a few E3 trailers that are already coming out.
Yes, because that was the big thing. End of this weekend and today and this whole week. E3's going on. All these game announcements, releases, that kind of stuff.
And the first one we're going to talk about is a trailer for a new game coming out called Battleborn. We watched this trailer from the creators of Borderlands,
Yes,
and
it's a fairly similar art style. Less pencil style drawings and more 3D.
it looks kind of like a first-person base defense hordes game.
Yeah,
And it looks kind of like Overwatch.
yeah, and that was what you said. You said what looks weird about this whole trailer, and I watched it and I went, it's kind of like a rip off of Overwatch.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of excited for it.
I'm
the more the better.
I don't
More
really
competition.
I don't really like the Borderlands art style.
I actually do like it a lot.
I think it's kind of weird, and it doesn't really grab me.
I
So-
like the fact that everything's got like a nice big bold black outline around it and stuff. I don't know. I think I do like Borderlands, and it looks well polished. I mean, the game looks good.
Yeah, we
far as
also had
gameplay goes.
another E3 trailer come out. This one is another Lego game.
Yes.
Always great.
Yes.
But this one is Marvel's Avengers, which is going to be playing through the first and the second Avengers, I'm guessing.
Now I'm excited and disappointed at the same time,
Because they already came out with Marvel superheroes.
which was amazing
Yeah,
game,
and
brilliant,
you gotta play like Miss
so
Marvel,
funny, so awesome.
You got to play pretty much every Marvel character out there.
including ones that they will never put on screen.
Exactly.
They will never put them on screen at all. And you got to play them or see them in the game, which was fantastic. Well, they came out, and it's basically the Lego version of both Avengers and Age of Ultron together.
And it looks like you're playing mainly the Avengers from the movies.
That's why I'm disappointed, because I want them to do it again
Yeah.
and do even more Marvel characters.
Yeah.
Even more.
Like everybody. Silver Surfer. Wait, they already did Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
They even did Galactus in
I know.
Marvel in the Marvel
like
Lego
I said,
game.
and like Sandman. You know, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You can't top that. And we also got a trailer for the new Ratchet and Clank game.
I never actually played these, but I love watching the trailers and some of the gameplay. I love the way that
They have such good weapons.
their weapons are amazing. Yes.
This one, they have a weapon that digitizes you, I guess.
It makes you like 16-bit or whatever.
Yeah, it looks weird.
Yeah.
But this is a new...
Well, the tagline
Yes.
is play the game based off the movie, based off the game.
Yes.
Because they're coming out with the Ratchet and Clank movie
next spring.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And like a full-on straight to theaters first Ratchet and Clank movie, which is awesome. And so they're rebooting the franchise with this, which I know my wife's all excited about.
It looks good. Like the quality looks fantastic.
And
so.
it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that for you Xbox fans. we forgot to talk about huge news that came out of E3 today.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
Wow. Rewind to the news.
Yeah, you play the news clip again. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not going to play it.
Friggin' Xbox came out today, Microsoft, and said Xbox One will move to be backwards compatible with Xbox 360 games.
What about Xbox One games?
It's already compatible with Xbox.
I meant the first Xbox, sorry.
Xbox version 1.
Version 1.
No,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how far back it
But
goes.
that's huge news because
they were
Nintendo doesn't... Well, Nintendo's got the Wii and the Wii U are backwards compatible.
Yes, that's true.
Nintendo's been... For a longest time, they weren't backwards compatible.
Because they went cartridge, different size cartridge, and then disc.
Small disc, large disc.
But the Wii, you can actually put GameCube discs into the Wii.
That's true. Once they went to disc, they were able to do backwards compatibility.
Yeah, but PlayStation did it once and then never did it again.
Yep.
Except for, like, if you hacked your PlayStation.
Yeah, you'd have to mod it and break the warranty
and then
possibly
Xbox,
get banned off the, if you did it to Xbox to be able to play Xbox.
Oh, yeah, Xbox never did
games.
Never, ever.
I meant the hacking. If you were to hack it.
Well, I meant they never did backwards compatibility.
Right. So this is actually really surprising.
Yeah.
And awesome because what's the first thing I said? Cool. Now I can replace my 360 with a One and not feel like I wasted all this money on these 360 games that are still good quality, still good graphics. I need to finish them.
Yeah, we've got a Nintendo 64 that's sitting somewhere gathering dust that we're like, I can't believe we spent money on that.
I don't think we have it anymore.
No, I think Mom has it. It's at her house.
She gave them all away or sold them.
Oh, crap.
She loves grandkids more than us, so she gives all of her old toys away to them. Except the Legos.
You can still go play GoldenEye.
Except the Legos.
Yeah.
Seahorse Legos.
We do not give away those Legos.
Anyways.
Sorry.
Now you can fast forward again to our trailers.
Another E3 trailer that came out is a game called Toy Soldiers War Chest. Now, the Toy Soldiers franchise has always been about...
I wish it was based off the movie Toy Soldiers.
Yeah. Small Soldiers is what
Small
you're
Soldiers, yeah.
But Toy Soldiers has always kind of been, you're a toy soldier and you have to fight other toy soldiers.
Yeah.
Kind of sometimes first person. This one is going to be kind of a strategy game mixed with a tower defense type. And at first, it looks like a pretty weird kind of like, not too interested. They've got a German army. I'm sure they're going to have a couple others. And then all of a sudden, the Germans get hit with like this pink rainbow or this pink and rainbow blast.
Yeah.
And it turns around and it's Starbright.
Yes.
You can play as Starbright and her army.
And then eventually you get to see He-Man,
Yes.
Masters of the Universe.
You could do that Masters of the Universe army.
And G.I. Joe.
Yes. And they're talking about putting out even more.
And
so that means things like Transformers, all your 80s classics. Phantom was in there, if you remember. I don't know who Phantom is, but apparently she's a popular toy.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it looks really interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it, but it looks really cool, so you can check it out. And then finally, our last trailer, not just for trailers and videos, but for the last of the Batman Arkham Knight trailers.
Yeah.
Because we've done these a lot.
It's been pushed back, and there's been gameplay. I mean, we practically have seen everything we can see gameplay-wise without actually playing the game.
But this one, I wanted to bring it up because it's really cool. It's called Be the Batman. It was directed by Taron Gillen, who is a Saturday Night Live alumni and a very good writer. He's actually done some comic books. He's married to Kobe Smulders. And everything like that.
Cool.
Yeah, but he came out with this. He directed it, wrote it, and then he got a whole bunch of people to star in it, including Neil Patrick Harris. What's that one guy from the one with the big poofy hair?
Oh, he's from Workaholics.
Workaholics.
Yeah,
thank
he's
you.
the super stoner.
Yeah, and some other people. Joe Manganiello from True Blood is in there, and talking about they got their hands on the game early and talking about them playing.
Yes.
Christine is on there from YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
And then they throw in Kevin Conroy, who is the voice of Batman for Arkham Knight. And he's playing through it, and he's like, oh, wow, this looks great. Like, this looks amazing. And then at the end, it's all worth it in the end because he turns to the camera.
No. They all say, be the Batman. Be the Batman. And then it goes to him, and he turns to the camera and says...
He says, be the Batman. I am the Batman.
In the Batman voice.
Batman voice. And you're just like, okay... Yep, alrighty,
yep.
That was worth the 4 minutes. It's actually really funny.
Everyone always posts those memes of like, who's your favorite Batman, and then it's animated series Batman. It's like, that's cute.
That's cute.
You know? So,
Yeah.
there's our there's our trailers of the week.
Yeah, trailers
Not
of the
picks.
week.
We're getting
Let's
those
go
up.
ahead and get into our picks and videos.
Hey, remember me? That big charity bash a few years back? The one the Joker robbed? I was the clown girl holding the gun on ya!
All right, it's time to tell you what we've been geeking out about this week. And I promise that's the last Harley Quinn clip that we'll do. I found a bunch of them, and I was like, I got to throw these in throughout the next couple episodes so we can get through them.
Unless something really good comes out in the next few animated movies.
Yeah. But I'll start.
Yep.
I just want to talk about something really cool coming from Funko Pop.
Wait a minute. Not me?
No.
I'm not talking about it?
No, because
Oh.
I want this one.
Okay.
This is I actually have a Coulson, an Agent Coulson Funko
Yes.
Pop, and I love it. And this one actually is going to take place, or it's going to sit right next to it because they are coming out with an Agent Carter Funko Pop.
You also needed Nick Fury, by the way.
I do need a Nick Fury, and I need a Maria Hill, and you know what? Why not? We'll just get Black Widow
Yep.
and Mockingbird. They come out with a Fitz and Simmons Funko Pop. I'd buy that. But yeah, so that's really all I got this week. I thought it was cool, and I'm a huge fan of.
And it's
Haley
really
Atwell.
good looking too. I mean, I've always talked about that. I love the sculpts. I love how they do this. It's fantastic.
It's just such a fun concept too.
So I've got a pick of the week, but I'm also going to extend it to you because
Yes.
you're the one that keeps reminding me about these.
They're awesome.
So there's an upcoming DC animated movie called Justice League Gods and Monsters. Well, in order to kind of spin everyone up to get into the world of Gods and Monsters and get into these characters' mind
This
frames,
alternate dimension.
because it's an alternate dimension. It's not Earth 1 or 2 that we've seen before. It's Earth 500 or whatever.
Yeah.
And Machinima has been releasing 5-minute shorts of the main three: Batman,
Yes.
Superman, Wonder Woman.
In
and
that
they're totally different from anything you've ever seen.
Oh yeah. So they released on Monday. They released Twisted,
Which is the Batman one.
which I actually posted on the Facebook page too. I wanted
Right.
to make sure everybody saw that. Then they released Bomb on Wednesday,
yes,
which is the Superman
which
one.
is actually my favorite one.
Of course.
Not only because of Superman, but I just thought it was done the best.
And I actually agree with you. I think Bomb is the best. And then Big came out, which is the Wonder Woman one. They're all really cool. They really show you what these characters are going to be like for the movie.
in the Bruce Timm art style.
So it's everything Justice League Unlimited and everything like that, but souped up for movies
Yes.
and everything. And it really, like, these characters, you kind of get to know them really good in these 6-minute shorts.
Yeah. They got totally different personalities. I mean, Superman's the son of Zod,
Yeah.
of General Zod.
I mean, we've
He's
we've
not
talked
evil.
about this before, where Batman's a vampire.
Well, and I don't think they're evil.
No.
I think they just have a different way of doing things in this world.
Yeah, because Zod probably put in something weird.
Yeah.
Like in his message to his son, it wasn't just, hey, be the best person you can be. It's like, no, be a conqueror. And Superman had to develop his own. Like, no, I'm not going to be, but I'm gonna.
I'm going to spoil them. People, you should go watch them, but I'm going to spoil them.
Okay. Spoiler alert.
Batman chases down a very psychotic Harley Quinn.
Like cutting people up and turning them
using
into
them
mannequins.
turning them into mannequins, dolls, things like that. And when he catches her, she says something like, "Oh, okay, take me to jail." And he's like, "Who says anything about jail?" And then his fangs come out, and he kind of lunges at her.
Yeah.
and then it cuts.
I'm not sure if it cuts before or after he bites her. I can't remember.
I think you see the shadow of him go for the bite or something, and then it cuts. But so Batman, that sounds evil, but she's a killer.
Yeah.
She's a murderer. And so he's vigilante justice type
he's
deal. And we don't know
kinda-
if he killed her or if he just drained her a little bit to weaken her,
Yeah.
But Batman, vampire, which is odd. I'm sure, hopefully they explain that.
Yeah.
The next one, well, actually, I'm going to talk about the last one because I like the next one.
Okay.
Big, which is the Wonder Woman story. She's got a mother box, which is boom tubes from either Darkseid or the New Gods.
Yep.
If you know
Apocalypse
DC,
or New Gods.
if you know DC Comics, or New Genesis, I think Apocalypse, New Genesis, and she's got a totally different outfit, and she's a lot more sexual.
I wouldn't say that's her only character trait though. That's
No.
the one that comes out the most.
But
just
she
like
doesn't
at the
do
forefront
that.
of your mind.
She doesn't do that in the other one. Like
No.
in the other, she's never really.
In this one, she's really overconfident, and she's really fun.
Yes.
Like, she's not the usual, because Wonder Woman's kind of the proper, like
serious
I will defend.
warrior.
Yeah, I am a warrior. I will defend. I don't need a man
Yep.
to do my dirty work for me. In this one, Steve Trevor's kind of the, I don't need Wonder Woman around to do my work for me.
Yeah.
And she
just kind of sits offside. She's like, hey, have fun.
Yeah. And she does it at a time where the real Wonder Woman would have stepped in and been like, you can't handle this. I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But she's like, whatever. I'll just sit here and relax.
I really like this portrayal so far, so hopefully it's awesome in the movie.
Yeah.
And then the second one they released actually was Superman one, but it's my favorite. That's what I'm talking about last. And he's in darker clothes.
Mm-hmm. Got a trench coat.
He's got facial
Goatee.
hair.
He looks like Zod.
Mm-hmm. And with that look, you'd think, oh man, he's evil.
Yeah.
But really, he still saves people just in his own way.
So when the whole premise is the government made Brainiac.
Yep.
To try and beat Superman, and he goes rogue and starts destroying a city. And they call it. They're calling it a nuclear strike. Superman stops it and says, like, "Give me 5 minutes," in the greatest way possible.
Yes.
And he's walking in, and there's this huge, like, swirling vortex, and it's pushing him back, and he's barely moving forward.
Yeah.
He passes by a van full of people, or a bus full of people.
They're
asking,
trapped.
Yeah, they're like, "Save us, save us," and he just keeps moving.
He just ignores them
Because he's like, I gotta save. Because this Superman is all about the greater good. The greater good.
Yeah. What's gonna save the most amount of people?
Mm-hmm. It's the lives of a million versus the lives
He
of
gets into the vortex, finds out that this Brainiac is a child.
Yeah,
and
who's
is like,
having who's scared.
Yeah, and he's like you, and he says, he gives him a chance. Says, you got to shut this down. You got to stop this.
And he's like,
and the
I can't.
Brainiac says, I can't. And Superman says, well, I can. And Brainiac looks at him and wipes his tears and says, do it.
And you see Superman's eyes glow red.
And then
it
from
cuts,
the outside,
from the outside, you see the bubble disappear.
And then he's holding a lifeless child, and he lays him softly on the ground, and
he doesn't look happy about it.
No,
but the real Superman would never do that.
Right, and that's why I love this take. I love this. Like, it was something that had to be done. Mm-hmm. The kid, the regular Superman would have been like, I'm going to fly you to the moon and train you to take your power. No, this one's just like, well,
yeah,
I got to stop this. Mm-hmm. So he seems kind of. I don't know, and at first I thought he maybe was going to be arrogant, but he doesn't seem like that.
No, I'm sure he is kind of arrogant, though.
Probably.
That seems like his...
But they're only shorts. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the Gods and Monsters is
which comes
awesome
out
movie,
in the end of July.
I'm sure it will be.
And then Machinima has already scheduled a second season of shorts.
Cool.
Of sorts. So we'll get
for
to
the
see.
Next movie.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, so that's our pick of the week. Great job, Scott. Okay job, Corey.
I told you, by extension.
Yeah. If you would like to tell us your pick of the week, you can send us an email to actsofgeekery@gmail.com.
You can also go to facebook.com/actsofgeekery and leave us a comment there, or comment on one of our posts. Send us a private message as well.
Mm-hmm. You can go to twitter.com/
Hashtag.
We are at Acts of Geekery, or using the hashtag Acts of Geekery.
Yeah, we'll find you either way.
Yeah.
You can check us out on youtube.com. You can search for our Acts of Geekery channel. Mm-hmm. We post all of our podcasts up there and other videos. Check them out.
A few
give them a like, give them some comments.
Exactly.
And last but definitely not least, to support the show, please go to iTunes and rate us there. Hopefully 5 stars. Maybe 4 for today. Mm-hmm. We're still awesome, but just 4.
Just leave a comment saying, Scott, why are you so tired?
It's been a long day. It's been a long day, guys.
But until next time, I'm Corey.
And I'm Scott, and those are all ACTS, not AXE.
Right. And we're the Brothers Geek.
Keep geeking out.
You are not prepared.